Welcome back to my Detroit Sports Show. I'm your host Taylor Phillips, and I'm going to talk about the Red Wings again. And if you want to call in, just dial this number 646-478-4837. Again, that's 646-478-4837. Search me on Facebook, Taylor Phillips, Taylor Phillips's Detroit Sports page, and Taylor Phillips's Detroit Sports Group. And follow me on Twitter at DT2Phillips, and search me on LinkedIn and post your opinions. Now, let's just cut to the chase here. The Red Wings, I'll get to the overtime losses in a minute, but the Red Wings, although they lost in Winnipeg, like 4-2, I think. Let me check the schedule and results here. Yeah, it was 4-2. They still had a very good Western Canadian road swing. They beat the Vancouver Canucks 2-1, the Calgary Flames 4-3, and easily the Edmonton Oilers 5-0 behind Peter Mrazek in between the pipes. Isn't that awesome? I guess they're just better on the road than at home. And I'll tell you why right now. They have lost 5 in a row at home. The first one in a shootout, and the last 3. The second one in a rout, 6-1 of the Senators to the Senators 2 Wednesdays ago. And then the last 3 at home 2 weeks ago tonight to the Rangers 3-2. All on overtime goals, and 4-3 in Dallas just last Thursday, and then earlier tonight to the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are in first place. The Stars are actually not doing as well, still not doing as well, but they could be a lot worse. They could be at least somewhat worse. Last I checked, after the Wings lost to the Stars in overtime last Thursday. The Stars were in 18th place. The Stars had 18 points, a tie for, fifth or fourth place or something like that in the Central Division, the new Central Division, that is, as done by the new NHL conference realignment, which almost nobody still agrees with because of that Metropolitan Division, which is getting on everybody's nerves. Almost everybody's, I guess. But anyway, the Wings haven't been getting many shots on goal lately. Let me see here. Let me check the shots on the Dallas game here. The Wings outshot the Stars 29-28. It's quite a bit, but still not enough. even 3 goals won't get you a victory. Especially if you're costing your team late. Whether you're Abdelkader or Quincy or anything like that, or whoever, Smith, Kendall, whoever. But you know something? In that overtime loss against the Stars, the Wings were playing well and finding ways to lose. They coughed up a 2-0 lead early, capping it off early in the third when Jamie Benn tied it, and then just late in the third, very late in the third, in that third period, Abdelkader threw the game away only by committing a stupid penalty. The Wings may have been making costly mistakes, but it's not just 1 or 2 particular players. Anybody else can make game costly mistakes as well. The entire team keeps finding ways to lose, and yet here they are, still somewhere at the top of the Atlantic Division. Even after the overtime loss against the Lightning, where there have been too many bouncing pucks, a case which still could have been helped if the Wings would have knocked those pucks down a lot better and just settled the puck down, move and control the puck a lot more consistently, and just put him past the goaltender, not right at him, and into the back of the net. It's just that simple, isn't it? It's the NHL, not the minor leagues. See, as I mentioned just a couple minutes ago, another defensive mistake by one of the Wings, their idiotic defenseman Kyle Quincy, cost them the game. That happened in overtime. He went the wrong way in his own end behind the net instead of around the far boards to clear the puck. The Wings get outshot again, 34-27. The last 3 games, they have been hitting the less than the 20s mark. They've been hitting only the 20s and not at least the 30, instead of at least the 30s. And that's just not how you win games offensively. If you get at least 30 shots on net, or maybe at least 40, you could have gotten like 5 or 6 and still and won the game. Whether it's overtime or regulation, even 6-2 or 6-1. But lately they haven't gotten very many shots on goal, as I mentioned, and Lightning goaltender Ben Bishop should not have been the first star of the game, making 25 saves. 27 shots isn't that many, and not nearly enough either. The Wings need to get a lot more shots on goal for the opposing goaltender to be the first star, if he at least almost pitches a shutout and still gets the win for his team, unless he gets beat up or something. The Wings barely won the faceoff battle earlier tonight, 28-27, but some of their faceoff losses proved costly, especially on their lackluster power play, which they were 0 for 4 on tonight. For the Lightning, that's their first win at the Joe since January 12th of 1994. I just can't understand how the Wings would. Actually, I do understand how the Wings can lose 3 straight, give up 3 straight overtime goals at home. Give up an overtime goal in 3 straight home games. It's just that simple. You make a costly mistake. Now I want to touch on something else. Some of you fans are mistakenly singling out a Red Wings player for making such a costly mistake, which I admit it's frustrating, But you're saying Abdelkader or Quincy or Smith strikes again. That's just silly and stupid, and it's getting on my nerves already. You fans that say crap like that are at least delusional, to say the least. Everybody on this dead team can make such a costly error on the ice. Like I mentioned before a few minutes ago, it could even be our stars, such as Zetterberg or Pavel Datsyuk or Alfredson or Bertuzzi or Weiss, who was out tonight. It could be anybody on this team. Even Jimmy Howard, he's made mistakes before. Right now, this team is garbage right now at home. That I don't even think they should ever play at Joe Louis Arena again. It could stand there forever for all I care. Just as a historical monument, like the old Tiger Stadium could have been. I still want to keep staring at that thing. But should the Wings be embarrassed and discouraged right now? Yes, very. Have they regretted this already? You bet they have. Should we all be mad at the fact they lost 5 in a row at home? The first one in a shootout? In just a mediocre shootout loss? And then the last 3 losses in overtime? Most definitely. Should they get rid of their particular players like Quincy, Abdelkader, Smith, Kindle, and such? A big, fat yes. We have about 17 and a half minutes left on our show. If you want to call in with your opinions, if you agree or disagree, that's fine, but just understand my guidelines from last night. So keep it clean, keep it respectful. I'm just delivering my opinions too. I'm not exactly trying to bash the Red Wings at home. I know they can rebound. This is their home ice. They should protect it, but it's just that Joe Louis Arena is getting way too long in the tooth. It was falling apart like 2 years ago. Luckily, it was restabilized immediately after that time. But again, you have an opinion, just call in 646-478-4837. Again, that's area code 646, and the 3-digit number 478, and last 4 digits 4837. Hope you got it written down. So, moving on. The injury report. Johan Franzen has been on injury reserve for a while now with some kind of upper body injury. They missed the heck out of him. And tonight also, Stephen Weiss was out with a bad groin. So Luke Glendening, a Calder Cup champion Grand Rapids Griffin, and Xavier Ole were recalled for tonight. I have no idea. I'm at a 50-50 debate inside my head on whether Glendening or Ole will stay with Detroit or head back to Grand Rapids. But again, the Wings missed Franzen. They also missed Weiss too. They sure could have. And if you would prefer me to say this, I guess I would wish they could have used Stephen Weiss's overtime goals like the one in Carolina in the second in the Red Wings' second game of this regular season. So right now we're going to go ahead and preview next week's upcoming games. The Red Wings will, starting on Tuesday, which I can't wait until, the Red Wings will look for revenge this upcoming Tuesday against the Winnipeg Jets. And then on Friday, they host Alexander Ovechkin and the Capitals from the new Metropolitan Division. And then on Saturday, the Red Wings played just a single road game in Long Island against one of their current arch nemesis right now, the New York Islanders, who have had the Red Wings number, who have played them hard, outplayed them and such. They just keep the Islanders just keep beating the Red Wings. Simple. We know what. I know why. I don't have to explain that to you over and over again. But if the Red Wings just take my tips and just play a lot better, for God's sake. Then and only then will the Red Wings get at least some piece of revenge against the Islanders. Speaking of revenge. Again, any callers out there, you're all welcome to call in, voice your opinion, or just say hi, or be a guest. All you gotta do is dial this number, 646-478-4837, or just find me on Facebook, Taylor Phillips, or my page, Taylor Phillips's Detroit Sports page. My personal URL is facebook.com/Phil1DT, where you'll find Taylor Phillips. My page URL for Taylor Phillips's Detroit Sports page is facebook.com/Taylor's Sports page. And search Taylor Phillips's Detroit Sports Group. Oh, also search me on Twitter at DT2Phillips, and also search me on LinkedIn and invite me to connect. And I also forgot to mention, there's a chat window on blogtalkradio.com right here, so you can post your comments and opinions. Just again, follow those guidelines, keep it clean and respectful. Just keep them only opinionated and such, you know what. So that's about it. Um, 10 minutes left. That's about all the ground I have to cover for the Wings. So I'm going to go off the record just to fill up at least some of the remaining time here. The Fox Sports Detroit girls have attended a Muskegon Lumberjacks game, in case you fans missed it. The Lumberjacks won 3-1. Over the Dubec Fighting Saints. I asked them if if the Lumberjacks won, and the girls commented Angela in favor and told me that yes, the Lumberjacks won 3-1. They sort of mentioned my name on Facebook, but not officially, but they just call me by name in like casuals, like in a casual manner. It's kind of normal. I love it that way. Pretty hot chicks though too. Cross out though. Pretty hot chicks too. Still miss Lauren and Allison and Brittany, but Stephanie and Angela are just fine, man. Yeah, we guys all know that too. But anyway, checking on the Griffins here, I had to check them too. November. The Griffins had tonight off after shellacking the Bulldogs in Hamilton 6-1 Friday night. It's just kind of amazing. But you know what? I should fill up more of the time by searching the Grand Rapids Griffins Facebook page and try to get the recap story on that 6-1 rout. So just bear with me for 1 minute, at least, if you don't mind. Okay, I just found the article. I'm going to share it on my Detroit Sports page. Look it up, Taylor Phillips's Detroit Sports page, facebook.com/Taylor's Sports page. Oh wow, the Griffins scored 4 goals within 1:13 to help themselves win 6-1. They have 9 wins, 2 regulation losses, I think 1 tie, and 1 overtime loss. Let me see here. Standings. Yeah, go ahead. No, it's 1 overtime loss and 1 shootout loss. The Griffins are in the Western Conference, but and so are the Toronto Marlies. How come a Toronto team is in the Western Conference? Even though this is the AHL and not a real major league sports team. Never mind. I'm going to share this on Twitter as well. This article Okay, back to the Griffins Bulldogs game. Peter Mrazek made 30 saves. And the Griffins are 12-0-1-1, overtime loss and shootout loss, on the road. Dating back to the playoffs, and 7-0-1-1 this season on the road, making it their best 9-game road start in 18 seasons. The game also marks the second matchup in a row that the Griffins have scored 6 goals. That's kind of a bonus, an obvious bonus for the Griffins. Corey Emerton, Alexei Marchenko, Kalle Järnkrok, Gustav Nyquist. No, he didn't get one, but he got 2 assists. Kalle Järnkrok, Andrei Nestrasil, Mitch Callahan, and Teemu Pulkkinen all scored for the Griffins. And Sven Andrighetto got the only Hamilton Bulldogs goal. So, about 2.5 minutes left on the show, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. By the way, 3 stars, Järnkrok, Nestrasil, and Mrazek were the 3 stars, 1, 2, and 3 in my order. Järnkrok scored 2 goals, Nestrasil a goal and assists, and Mrazek 30 saves, as I mentioned before. By the way, as you can see on my personal Facebook page, I posted a 15-second video from Instagram, DT2Phillips. This is how I feel about the Detroit Red Wings right now. I know they better get back after it, stuff like that, but anyway, I'm going to wrap this up right now. Tomorrow at midnight, I'm going to cover the Pistons for the first time ever. Not the first time. Why does this script keep saying this? I'm going to cover the Pistons again.
90
correcting myself there. They are 2-3. And they're not playing great defense, especially or even at the Palace. Especially or even however you put it. But anyway, I'm going to sign off here. This is Taylor Phillips saying TTFN. TTFN, ta-ta for now.